welcome to another episode of the 50 Years of Coptic History in Australia series. I'm Bishop Basilius. Joining me today is His Grace Bishop Daniel, the Bishop and Abbot of St. Shenouda's Monastery here in Sydney. Your Grace, welcome.
Thank you.
I'd like to start right at the beginning. You had been back to Sydney for a few years in the early 90s as a priest at St. Abraham Church, but fast forwarding to when you were in the monastery. In 2009, you became the first abbot and bishop of the monastery. How did that come about? Because we hadn't had one there before. It was several decades as well before you were ordained the bishop as well.
I don't think this makes any difference.
No?
Doesn't make any difference with me.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I don't deserve to be a bishop. That's number one. Number two, I didn't need to be a bishop because I served with all love and simplicity. I'm a very simple person. And I served everyone as much as I know or understand. And I was directing all my reports to His Holiness directly. So I served, and I maybe at that time I was free to move freely among the cities and everywhere. And I don't think it made any difference whether being a bishop or being a monk. But thank God, at that time I was even younger. So I served with all my heart. And I did my best.
I guess it made more of a difference for the monastery to have a bishop looking after it.
You mean at the moment?
Yeah.
Of course, to have a bishop in a monastery, it's important.
Yeah.
It will facilitate a lot of things. I can consecrate altars, I can consecrate churches, I can ordain priests, I can promote priests to hegumen, I can consecrate the utensils for the altars. It gives you more authority to do things within the monastery. But I mean, for me personally, it didn't make any difference between me being a bishop now and being a priest before, while I was serving among the people. Thank God I was serving freely. I had any restrictions and I didn't have any obstacles. Thank God, as I said in the beginning, I could feel the hands of God working with me. And our people are beautiful people.
What kind of events are on at the monastery throughout the year that like the Coptic youth or the Coptic community could attend?
The monastery is always open, and thank God it's always busy. Sometimes we make a joke, we say to each other, if you want to have some quiet time, go back to the city. Because it's becoming too crowded now. Yeah. So thank God the monastery is open to all, and we do have twice or three times a year a youth open day where they come and spend time with us. They attend the mass and then have lunch, and then we have like a seminar or like an open day with question and answers or topics. And the fathers, we make like workshops, and each fathers take a group and they study things together. And because the fathers here are all really good servants, and they were serving before in the churches here, so they know how to serve people. So they are very successful in this area. We do have lots of gatherings with Ethiopian people.
Okay.
We do our Ethiopian friends. They do come twice a year to spend their time with us at the monastery to celebrate the feast of Saint Tekle Hamanut. He is a very famous saint in their church and in our church too. So they come twice a year to the monastery where they celebrate with us the birthday of Saint Tekle Hamanut and his departure day. We do have, a few weeks ago, we had a group from the Syrian Orthodox Church, and they came and they spent the time with us. and it was so beautiful too. We invite other youth from other denominations.
Wow.
They do come and join us. Lots of bishops from the Syrian Orthodox Church, from the Armenian Orthodox Church. My brother, the Bishop Aghan Boluyezian, whom he is the Bishop of the Armenian Orthodox Church, he came by himself. He came, I mean, he himself and 4 of his priests, they came and stayed with us for 5 days.
Wow.
As a retreat.
Wow.
They had their annual retreat at our monastery, and they were so happy to spend that time with us. We had lots of Indian Orthodox people. They come. A lot of Australian people come. We even have the bikers. The bikers. We had 3 times of the bikers. You know, they came to the monastery and they spent time with us.
What's their reaction like?
They loved it. They loved it. Yeah, they loved it. Yeah. So we had great time, and we have. You see, what's so nice about our monastery is that the monastery, or the gate of the monastery, is on the main road.
Yeah.
Patti Road is a very, very famous road, which links between Windsor and Singleton. And then beyond Singleton, there is the Blue Mountains and Newcastle and these areas. So it's a very famous areas, and there's lots of people who they come for picnics or for sightseeing, and the area there, they call it Hunter Valley,
Yep.
Hunter Valley area. So it's very famous area. You find always a lot of tourists that drive by.
Wow.
So they see the huge gate, and they say, and they see the sign Saint Shenouda Monastery, and there's another sign on the side of the gate. It says welcome. So when they say welcome, they do welcome. They find themselves driving through the gate and comes inside, and the monks, you know, welcome them up and talk with them and offer them a drink or a cup of tea or even lunch. So so the monastery is very well known in the area there.
I should come visit soon.
Please, you're always welcome.
Now, seeing as we're celebrating the Golden Jubilee 50 years of the Coptic Church in Australia, the congregation has increased significantly in Sydney and around the country since the early days. Is there something perhaps that's gone missing that you would like to see come back amongst our community, or?
Well, it is, of course, you know, when we first started 50 years ago, it definitely was a very small community. Yeah. And then when it is a very small community, you feel close to each other. But now, since expanding, growing, you don't tend to see the old friends or the old faces. Yeah. There's always new faces there. So in a way, you start to miss out the old ones. Although they are there, but because there are too many came, so sometimes you don't see them. But I guess you can't help that, because this is the part of life. We're always growing, and it's good to see that we are growing. But I think every now and then we need to do this reunion gatherings. It's good. Yeah. But definitely we are expanding and we are growing. I don't think me personally, I don't think we are missing important things. But we are growing, and I see that we're doing well, thank God. Growing in number, growing in buildings, in churches, in activities, in monasteries, in hostels. Thank God.
Where do you see the church in Australia in the next 50 years?
Well, I don't want to talk about it now, but very soon, I know that His Grace Bishop Amba Daniel and Bishop Amba Suriel as the two bishops of the diocese, and we're going to work together, and we're going to call for a priest conference, and this is where we're going to sit together and of course look ahead and to see where we go from here.
Okay.
So already spent 50 years. Okay, where are we going to go from here? So I think we're going to come up with great ideas. So I prefer not to talk about it now, but
sure.
we'll wait. But definitely there's a lot to be done.
Yeah.
Although we have done a lot in the past, but I'm sure we're going to do a lot according to the needs of the youth of today, of the families of today, and of the kids that they're going to come up. I'm sure there's a lot to be done, and we can always grow.
Your Grace, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. May God continue to bless your service. We look forward to the 50th anniversary celebrations, and we hope there's many more memories to come.
Sure.
And we hope to see you again during the next milestone of the Coptic Church in Australia.
Inshallah. Yeah, thanks. I also had the pleasure meeting with you, Bishoy, and to have this beautiful time. And you bringing out to me beautiful memories that makes me more happy and more fond of it. May God bless our Coptic Church and bless it and preserve it. And most of all, to preserve and to keep for us our Pope, His Holiness Pope Tawadros II, to strengthen him and to give him the strength and the power, and to keep him for us for many years, and to bless all our fathers, the bishops, and our priests, and our deacons, and all the servants, and our nuns, and every person in our Coptic Church.
Your Grace, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. May God continue to bless your service. We look forward to the 50th anniversary celebrations, and we hope there's many more memories to come.
Sure.
And we hope to see you again during the next milestone of the Coptic Church in Australia.